give it a try.
Okay, YouTube, welcome back. Likes, comments, subs, all stuff help the channel grow, and it's free. So last part, we got all of our minigame stuff done. So that took like an hour. Now we all have all these connection events to do. So we counted them up. There's 12 of them, and we can only do 7 of them. So we have to figure out who we're gonna do. As far as ones I definitely want to do, I want to do Shizuna's. We're definitely doing Ren's, you know that. Elaine's would be nice. Nadia's we have to do. So that's what, 3? I like Judith, that's 4. Rosette would be 5. Agnes is 7? Or 6. I skipped 6, I don't know why I skipped 6. Okay, so there's 6 right there. We just have to figure out what our 7th will be. Prior Rosettes? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So those are our 7. So which one are we least hyped for? Probably Rosettes, I'd say. Yeah, it would have been nice. It'd also been nice if you could, like... I like the idea of the bonding system, I do, but I hate missing out on content. Anyway, it is what it is. Oh! It's the one that sends me to the garden. Oh no. Arcrita, I trust your rounds are going well. Have you been wandering around the festival by yourself this whole time? You need to get busy and live a little. I've been busy, actually. I'll admit, I'm a little surprised to see you here, though. Well, I made a promise with Rosette, you know, and I never go back on my promises. Figured it wouldn't be a problem if I popped in for a bit. My partner's out on some other business anyway. Her partner? Haven't spent any time together in a dog's age, so every second of fun today counts. I could change it that you could see them all, but you only get points for the first few ones. That would be, yeah, that'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. I just hate missing on content, because you have to go back on YouTube and, like, watch it later. Apparently on, like, New Game Plus, you get enough to do them all, and it's been like that since the Cold Steel games, but, yeah. Anyway, I suppose it's been a while since we've seen one another. Well, I'm glad to see you two are having fun. I don't want to interrupt your little get-together, though, so I'll just see myself out. Don't be like that. You might as well join us, since you're here and all. Besides, no way you don't know all the best stands. We'll have a lot more fun with you along. I agree. It'd be wonderful if you could show us the highlights of your student experience as well. Well, I guess I don't mind butting in for a while. That's more like it. What are we waiting for then? Let's get the show on the road. It's always a pleasure. Join the girls in their foray around the school and enjoy a look at the bazaar's many wares. Not that anyone wants to replay this game specifically. Yeah, I've been going through Cold Steel 1 on my own time again, just because I wanted to see the connections, because when I played Cold Steel 1 and 2 originally, I hadn't played the previous games. So I've been doing that, and that's been fun. I don't know if I'm ever going to go through this game again. It's a lot. Rosette seemed pleased to simply gaze at all the items for sale. Maribel was much more inclined to reach for her mirror. I mean, she does seem loaded. Though their adventure was brief, the two seemed to thoroughly enjoy themselves. Oh, is that it? Although I guess there's so many, there's like 7 of these you need to do, so it makes sense that these would be shorter. That's why I call a highlight. School festivals in either sure do take it to a whole nother level. Appreciate you taking the time to enjoy the festival with us. Glad I could be of service. Seemed a lot more interested in the school itself, though. Well, yes, I suppose I was. May have gone to Sunday school as a little girl, but I never had much chance to experience school life beyond that. So did she never go to high school? I guess I never did get around to asking Rosette about how she ended up this way. Forgive me, I hadn't meant to cast a cloud over our time together. I should have you know, I'm actually quite happy spending time with you and... Nope, that ain't gonna cut it. How many times do I gotta tell ya? It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. Is this some sort of demo software? Can't send over some basic instructions too. Use them to access the garden with Van. With me? What are you planning? I don't want to go to the garden. Let's just say it's one other reason I came out here today. Anyway, I'd best be heading back to work now. Have a good one, you two. I don't want to go to the garden. Not really sure what she was getting at. Well, guess we have some time to kill. Should we go take a look? I don't see why not. Although I'm a bit curious about this program she sent me. Closer replays have been fun for me. This one, though, from what I've seen, not so sure I'd be down for replaying it once it's finally done. It's just repetitive. So, I'll say this. This isn't really a spoiler. Oh, there's an ad coming. I'll say it after the ad. And so, using the instructions we're able to provide, Reset and Van booted up the app. Leading them into the Martian garden. What's with the glasses? Isn't this... Looks like a recreation of the Aramis classroom. It's pretty realistic too. I can hardly tell the difference. What's with these glasses in the textbook? And where's Rosette? Are you in there? Thought I lost you. It's alright if I come in. Yeah, of course. You okay? You sound a little timid. It's just, okay. I'll just let myself in then. Did they actually give her a uniform? Okay, that's hilarious. This avatar is a shard body made to simulate what I look like when I was around 14 years old. Why'd they make you 14? Everyone else is like 18. But okay, sure. It appears to be part of a brand new virtual reality system that runs via the Martian garden. 14-year-old Rosette, huh? How did they even pull this off? Why did they go so... I guess the reason they went so young was because, in like anime terms, what, 18/19 wouldn't be that much different than, what, she's like 23 or something? So it probably wouldn't have been as visually different, I guess. They wanted to give her Tio vibes? She already gives Tio vibes. Believe so. She must have been testing this whenever she had downtime at work. Think she'd go to all the trouble to give me this opportunity. You truly are a handful sometimes. That explains my glasses in the textbook, I guess. You know, I think I've mentioned I didn't get the chance to finish school either. Putting me in the teacher's role is a little funny, though. I put my own through so much hell. Anyway, I guess we can start class as soon as you pick a desk, if you don't mind having a delinquent for a teacher, that is. This is both wholesome and weird. That the two began playing their respective roles of teacher and student. Next question. In what... No, it's the quiz game again. In what year did the Calverdian Revolution take place? I should have done this first! I would have gotten the question right! That'd be in the year 1100. Nice job. Really living up to that class president reputation of yours. So that's the scenario she set up, is it? However, I can't help but think these questions are a bit on the simple side. Screw you, Rosette! I got the question wrong! Okay, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. I'm not offended. I'm a little offended. Would you be opposed to bringing out the more difficult ones? Good. Not good to me. How about this one? Neither of them were required to continue the act. They remain a character for a while longer. Okay, so the answer to the problem is... If I may, sir, there seems to be a problem with your equation. Seriously? It's been so long since I had to do math. Let's see, where does this number go again? Let me show you. When you have... Yeah, that. Then you want to solve for... Hey, I'm the one who's supposed to be the teacher here. Banner is that thoroughly enjoyed themselves as they made new school memories. It's interesting that they made him the teacher and her the student, because I think they're like 1 or 2 years age difference. But I guess in Cold Steel 3 and 4, that's the difference between, like, Reen and, like, his whole class, so I guess it's just normal for the series. That's the quadratic formula. How did I remember that? I'm not surprised, honestly. Can't help but feel sorry for the other students. I'm really monopolizing all the teachers' attention. Yeah, there's a lot of it here. My responsibility to make sure all students understand the content, right? Ask me anything and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, with regards to this problem then. What's up? It's nothing. With me in such a small body, he looks even more immature than usual. I wonder if this is how Miss Claudel and the others feel around him. She's like, what, 17? There's a big difference between that and 14. I'm pretty sure she's way taller. Oof. Why am I focusing on this? I think I'm just so used to picking apart this game that even the parts that I'm like, this is interesting and enjoying, I'm still picking apart. Anyway. Before they knew it, the bittersweet days of Rosette's fabricated youth had come to an end. Guess that's it then. The time sure went by a lot faster than I thought it would. Imagine this whole thing takes a bunch of processing power. I'm surprised it even lasted this long. I had a really great time together. Me too. I was really getting into it back there. Looking like we're gonna have to put an end to it here, though. And after the school day ends, everyone assembles in the courtyard. They all enjoy their school life, only leaving for home once the sun begins to set. It's a rather essential part of being a student, what they call the springtime of life. Thank you for letting me experience even just a little of what this life is like. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know, I may be standing in the teacher's podium and all, but I had a lot of fun too. It reminded me of all the good times I had. Actually, I was kind of hoping we could stay for a little longer. They do say your school years really passed you by. This was a truly unforgettable experience. May have only been acting the part of a student, but I think it did its part in filling the hole inside me. I suppose I had been yearning for a chance like this. A longing for normal days, the hope to one day live a mundane life. Guess I'll never quite know how much I lost because of that day. However, even though I had little choice but to take on this form, the fact remains I was given a second lease on life. If I hadn't been given that miracle, I'd never have met any of you. Not you or Maribel or anyone from Arkwright Solutions. That's why I feel blessed to be where I am today. Damn, only 14 is still as mature as ever. She still has her same personality and intellect, my dude. Can't say I'm surprised though, you've always been the most sensible one on our team. I don't think it was that literal, Ben, but... Don't you think it's alright to just be a 14-year-old girl for a little while? They mentioned the age thing an awful amount of times. You can even probably stand to let your hair down every now and then in the real world too. From everything you told me, sounds like you were forced to grow up a lot faster than everyone else. Maybe too fast. You think so? But I want you to know that you don't have to be the responsible one all the time. It's okay to rely on me and the others. Except when you need to do our bills for us. Then you have to. Just like it's okay to be over 20 and still be in the springtime of your life. Whether that means having simulated experience like this or having fun at a school festival, you should have fun with your life. I mean, relying on each other is part of what makes us all friends, right? Thank you. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. Class certainly did deliver on its educational value. Well, I hate to say it, but I guess we should wrap this up. Would you mind, would you do the honors? She even did the bow. Make sure you do the Ren Connect. Look who you're talking to, my dude. After that, Van and Rosette logged out of the Martian Garden. After taking the time to thank Maribel for the experience, the two met up with the rest of their friends to explore the rest of the festival.
Due to yours and Mirabelle's efforts,
As if
I was
I'd ever
able to
miss
confront the
anything
regrets
Ren-related.
I had buried deep within my heart. If the opportunity ever presents it,
We're just gonna do that one last.
Welcome to the Aramis.
Trust me, if I accidentally skip the Ren one, I'd reload. Trust me. Okay. So who should we do next? Shizuna's, maybe? Although Shizuna's probably hilarious. Let's do Elaine's. I'm trying to go from least hyped to most hyped. I kind of picked Agnes over her, so we should give her something. You know? Apologies for the delay. I'm with the Bracer Guild. We've been expecting you. Aren't you that famous A-rank Bracer? Thank you so much for accepting our request on such short notice. You brought Van along as well? Fancy seeing you again. For the record, I'm mostly just along for the ride. You know him? Yeah, I met him while doing a 4SPG a while back. You still keeping in touch with old Bruno? Yes, I consulted him about all this, in fact. Anyway, I felt much better knowing that you're on the case. Let's get down to business, shall we? You suspect a stalker will crush your wedding today and attack the bride. Do I have that right? You do, yes. Honestly, we're at a loss of what to do. Began when Dorothea was kind enough to care for a man who was passed out along the side of the road. She was already engaged at that point, but that didn't stop the man from obsessing over her after the fact. Reached out to the police and the guild several times, but they couldn't do much, as he was careful to remain within the confines of the law. Then, once the wedding date was set, she received an unusual package. Inside was a Clanstone photo of her and the groom. The faces were cut out and a message was written in blood. Love never dies. Okay, that got creepy fast. The wedding date was listed as well, even though it had only just been decided on. How despicable. Only the vilest of fiends would seek to ruin such an important day in a young couple's life. That's a textbook example of a threat letter. Should be enough cause for the guild to take action. Problem is, if we're following the Bracer Code, I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that you delay your wedding. Danger is imminent. We have to put the safety of the citizens above all else. I hope you understand. I was afraid of that. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be. It's for the best. We can't risk putting our friends and family in harm's way. Just wish we could have celebrated this with them. Everyone is able to take time out of their busy schedules for this. Alright, I think this request can qualify as a 4SPG now. Arkwright Solutions will be working with the guild on this one. No need to move the wedding date, because I've got an idea. You do? How would... No, I'll pay any price you ask, as long as it means we can have our wedding as planned. If I pull this one off, I'm gonna need the assistance of our very own Beauty's Blade. Ask no more, I'll do whatever I can to help. Remember how Elaine used to be like, we gotta follow the Bracer Code, and now she's like, eh. The code's merely a suggestion. Anyway. After that, they enlisted the aid of the cathedral staff and swiftly put Van's plan into place. So the wedding began on schedule. So somehow we're having a wedding in the middle of the school festival. I don't... okay. Gathered here today before the goddess Adios to join Roderick and Dorothea in the bonds of holy matrimony. Yay, aren't you guys all excited? Do you, Roderick, take this woman, Dorothea, to have and to hold in sickness and in health? Okay, you know I'll know all this. I don't want to... How long is the school festival anyway? That's what I'm asking. Okay. We've all heard this before. Hey. Hi. Who do you think you are? You have no right to be barging in on the Sacred Union. These school festivals seem to get longer every game. They do. You must be the low-life bastard they told me about. Why would you marry the likes of him? I'm the one you love. That's why you saved me back then, right? Oh my goodness. I see what they did. They made Elaine the bride. That's funny. Okay. Get a grip, man. That's just some fantasy you dreamed up on your own. I will never give up the woman I love, and especially not to someone who would only burden her with a one-sided obsession. What the hell did you say to me? Who do you think you are, you piece of shit? Get lost. You have nothing to do with this. My beloved, it's time to go to the goddess side, where our love will never die. I must say, I find your unrequited love rather shallow. You couldn't even tell that your beloved was an imposter. Okay, is it just me, or is that actually kind of, like, she looks good in that. Like, I gotta give her credit. That's the A-rank bracer. Beauty's Blade? Why is she here? I mean, now, if you want to have a memorable wedding, this is how you do it. Have an attempted assassination and a fake bride. Everybody will be talking about that. But why? Where's my Dorothy? Everything's going to be alright now. I actually feel bad for the guy, but then I remember he just tried to murder her, so... So much for that. So what do y'all think of our mid-wedding halftime show? A little unprecedented, I know. But hey, there's a first time for everything. Our special guest, Elena Claire, gave a performance for the ages, all to test the love of our leading lady and man. Let's give our big groom a big round of applause for bravely fending off this girl's would-be captor. So, don't most weddings have, like, security? But, you know, whatever. Holy cannaboli, I had no idea they switched out the bride. Okay, that was a little too realistic for my taste, but man, what a show. That darn spirit really knows how to throw everyone for a loop. Bro, you're my true love. Can't even tell it's a body double. I sincerely apologize for causing such a ruckus. We'll get the ceremony back underway in just a moment. Let me offer my congratulations to the soon-to-be happy newlyweds. Afterwards, they quietly turned the stalker over to the police. Wedding went on from there without any further disruptions. Only rich people invest in security at weddings? Well, like, okay, let me rephrase. I feel like most of the places you get married already have their own security. Like, at least a security guard. Thank you so much for saving our wedding. Oh, she changed out of the outfit. I'm sad. That's a neat and tidy. Really? Okay. Maybe it's just me. I swear I saw guards there. Okay. It's not like I've been to a lot of weddings, so I will trust you guys' judgment. I'm glad we were able to help them. The vast majority of people get married in just churches or convention-type centers. Yeah, I guess so. Can't believe I was able to pull one over on the crowd with that halftime show bit. That was one hell of a gamble. If Roderick hadn't done that whole spiel from the heart, I doubt anyone would have bought it. I got a question for you. Why the special interest in this request? Something about this job must have caught your eye. Don't think you'd have wanted to leave in the middle of the festival otherwise. I suppose that's true. Well, to answer your question, the subject of marriage just so happened to be on my mind lately. So, seeing as how my family, or rather my relatives, have been trying to get me to tie the wedding knot, I've received a few proposals already. I knew the Quincy company had been hard at work rebuilding the business, but this is the first I'm hearing of this. As you may well know, our family has a long lineage, and many of my relatives are old-fashioned sort. They say it's all to support the Clare family. I suppose it sounds noble when put like that. In all likelihood, they're simply desperate to find their footing. Things have been rather chaotic following my father's incarceration. In a way, I almost pity them, and to be honest, that's why I've entertained the notion. Well, I don't think you should. You know, I know you're just trying to bear the burden for everyone like usual, but that ain't your responsibility, alright? Your dad's the one who committed a crime, not you. It isn't your job to mop up his mess. You can't fix everything. If you say you can, then that's arrogance talking, plain and simple. You know, that might just be the most hypocritical thing you've ever said. I'm just speaking from experience, that's all. From one burden-bearing person to another, don't forget why you chose the path you're on. You didn't choose it for your family's sake, and you sure as hell didn't choose it for mine either. You're right. No, in fact, you're exactly right. Don't worry about those marriage proposals. I turned them all down. Who said I was worried? By the way, you might not want to put this off for too much longer. We're both getting up there in age. Excuse me? I'll have you know I'm only 24. Are they gonna ever... Okay, yep, that answered my question. Lane caught it. Congrats. I wonder if this is my reward for all the hard work I've put in lately. A certain someone I know could and should learn from my example. Hit me where it hurts, why don't ya? Fine, I'll try and take a few pointers. This is really the one they want to push, isn't it? After tying up all the loose ends of the stalker case, they met back up with the rest of their friends.
Back when we were students, I always thought this day might come for us. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just lost in thought.
This definitely seems to be the one they're pushing the hardest.
Welcome to the Our Miss.
Alright. 2 down, 5 to go. Alright, so let's see. I want to make sure our math's still right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yep, our math's still right. Let's do Judas next. After departure, Van received a desperate call. It'd be cool if these were voice acted. What the heck was so urgent that she needed me to come all the way out here? Hi. That's very stealthy, actually. What the hell are you doing? That's a great question. Thought you were done with work. Why are you still in your Grimcat getup? And why are you heading behind trash cans? Seriously, I wouldn't be surprised if there were rumors about some mass perv in the area already. Exactly. If I could change, I would. It's just... I can't transform back. Oh. Okay, that's funny. During the festival, Judith had managed to get a lead on a cadre of pickup artists that had been causing no end of grief to young women. Wanting to miss her opportunity, she managed to steal a critical piece of evidence and deliver it to the police. However, upon finishing her work, she came to realize that the Grimcat transformation could only be partially undone. How does that work? I assumed it was just done with shards like everything else in this game. I guess not. At least we were able to get you a bathrobe to cover up a little, but kind of just made you look even like an even bigger pervert. No, it doesn't, but thanks for helping out, I guess. Now I can finally relax a little. I just wish I knew how to change it back. Well, this is going to be a real pain. Tro- Patrol cars have been keeping a pretty sharp eye on the area recently, so just having some creep like you in the car is a big risk. Well, excuse me for existing. Please, you've got to help me out here. Talked about this before, remember? We both turn into some strange-looking creatures, so we should have each other's backs. Sure. It's like a Power Ranger morpher? I guess so. I don't think my transformation is quite on par with yours, but don't worry, I'm not about to leave you high and dry. So you're aware, though, I'm not exactly the premier scholar on your whole magic changey thing. Unless you're willing to fill me in on some of the details, I doubt it'll be of much help. You have a point, but don't you know there are secrets a thief should never reveal? I'm assuming it's nothing like what happens with Mari and me. Doesn't really seem like Aaron's whole tyrant situation either. And so if it's not a hollow and it's not some spirit reincarnation thing, there's probably some kind of family heirloom deal, is that right? You know, I can't tell whether you're a genius or just a real pain in the neck. Well, whatever. No sense hiding it if you're already figured it out. That's it, huh? This compact is what triggers my transformation. Grammy gave it to me when she thought I was ready to take on the responsibility. Hasn't her grandmother transformed, though? Although I guess she just did like the mask, not like the whole outfit. She told me about our family's duties, Grimcat, back then. As long as this thing remains in our possession, Grimcat will always be there to save the day. Okay, so do you know how it actually works? That device is what helps you transform. Maybe it just bugged out or something. Hold on, you've been using this thing for how long and you don't even know how it works? Oh, guys, this might be bad. Judith might be a boomer. Well, why would I need to? It's been fine up till now. Stuff like this never happened to Mom or Grammy. Fine, fine. I guess we just have to ask someone else for help. For our best bet might just be Grammy then. I mean, why did you start there? I'm gonna get chewed out for this, aren't I? Yeah, sounds like you better get ready for a butt whooping. Oh, get real. She never... Well, actually, she just might. Damn it. Guess I should give her a call. Two agreed to talk with Judith's grandmother. However, due to an inability to get in contact, they decided to meet her where she was most likely to be. Good grief, she wasn't in her hotel room either? I only told you to pull off the highway because I thought she'd be here. You could tell the front desk staff thought we were fishy too. Man, this is turning into way more of a mess than I thought we'd be. Well, at least your grandma stands out in a crowd. There must be someone here who knows where she went. She's in a van. What are you doing here? And isn't that... of all people... Hey, I thought you two were still enjoying the festival. Gotti forgot his notebook in the hotel room, so he came back to pick it up. It's all those passionate youths. It was filling me to the brim with inspiration. Of course it was. What are you doing in a hotel in the middle of the day? Having a secret rendezvous? Actually, who's the lady of yours wearing a mask? And why is that brightly colored hair? Why does it look so familiar? You really shouldn't pry into their private affairs. She might just be one of Van's clients. That's right. I'm afraid my position prevents me from revealing my true identity, so as unseemly as it is, I had to disguise myself like this before requesting help. Unfortunately, she's really got no clue how the world works. Poor thing didn't realize she'd stand out so much either, dressing like that. Watch your mouth, bub. I see. Well, that's Van for you. You sure do take all kinds under your wing, huh? My, young lady, it looks like you've got a pretty nice figure under that bathrobe. In fact, you're probably about the same size as Judith. What would you say to being in my next? Here he goes again. We actually better get going. Talk to you later, Van. Before I forget, you two haven't seen Dominique around lately, have you? I had a few things I want to run by her. Miss Lannister? Maybe you could try Tryon Mall? Think I overheard something about her having a meeting there today. Really? I mean, is that so? Thanks. See you two back at the festival. Well, that wasn't suspicious at all. Nah, definitely a millennial that doesn't listen. Fair. I got that one by the skin of my teeth. At least we got a lead, though. Thank the goddess for Nina. Anyway, let's over to the Tryon Mall. Okay, make sure you keep at it, and don't forget to do an acoustics check. Understood. You're here. Oh, Grammy. Glad I found you. Oh, crap. Nobody look at me. Oh, good goddess. Yeah, that's a natural reaction, I think. I think that's a reaction I'd have to. What the hell were you thinking? Look, I'm sorry, really. Guess it doesn't sound like there's a problem with the device itself. You can fix it, right? I mean, surely Judith can't be stuck like this forever. Don't even joke about that. There's no way that it happened, right? Well, we're certainly not going to get anywhere with you throwing a fit about it. Hand it over and I'll have it fixed in a jiffy. Brief assessment, Dominique took to skillfully repairing the compact with a few precision tools she had on her person. Only a matter of moments, the issue is resolved. Aw, unfortunate. We did it! I'm normal again! Yeah, told you it'd all work out. You really gotta start learning how to handle these things yourself. Anyway, I've optimized the compact for you. There shouldn't be any issues for a while. Which leads me to ask, when was the last time you did any maintenance on the thing? I told you to always make sure it stays in working condition. You should be checking on it every day. Honestly, Judith, the compact's a tool, not a toy. You should be treating it with the respect it deserves. She's this old and still have to give her a butt whooping. Anything but that. Listen, I know I screwed up. I'll do better. Hard to believe the trigger for your transformation is just some little orbital device. Guessing it's the same one the first Grimcat used? That's right, I inherited it myself over 50 years ago. But for more than half a century, it's been our family's greatest honor to not only safeguard the secret of Grimcat, but to use its power for good. Never had someone so reckless about the job as this one, though. Hey, I try to be careful. I've just had a run of bad luck is all. I'll admit it, that gung-ho attitude of yours is probably what led to you taking down so many evildoers. Yeah, Chloe and I beat there at least. But I imagine it's also what led to you attacking Mr. Arcade and Therabat, isn't that right? How'd you know about that? Now that I think about it, Agnes did say something about her Genesis reacting that night. Huh, that compact of theirs. I have a feeling it's all connected somehow. Sounds like this thing can play, came into play right around the Orbital Revolution too. Might be something to consider in the future. Anyway, I really appreciate all your help today. You have my thanks as well. I'm sorry my granddaughter keeps causing you so much trouble. I mean, checking it every day should probably mean you need to replace it. I mean, that's a good point. I certainly never planned on anyone else learning about our heirloom here, but I think the secret's safe in your hands. I mean, all I did was drive her around some, but I'm glad I could help. And don't worry about me spilling your secret. My lips are sealed. That's what I like to hear. Well, I suppose I'd better be off. Keep an eye on this one for me, Spriggan. Really starting to feel like one of the family. Well, it's not that surprising. You've really done a lot for us. Whether I'm Judith the actress or Grimcat the Phantom Thief, I'm grateful you're always there to lend me a hand. Actually, sounds pretty sincere. You sure you didn't catch a cold or something? Of course I didn't. Look, I get that it's a little unusual coming from me, but I've never really had the chance to thank you for everything. Especially because you've given me the perfect chance to fulfill my duties, Grimcat. Seriously, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Sure, you still have plenty of adventures to come, but we'll be right there to back you up when you need it. Us moonlighting do-gooders gotta stick together, right? I'm excited to see what the future holds. I guess we might ought to get. Where'd she come from? I realize I forgot something. I can't just let you off the hook for your negligence after all. I think a few wallops will set you on the right track, don't you think? In fact, maybe I'll even call up Chloe to get a few hits in. Cut me some slack, Grammy. Hey, didn't you just say something about backing me up, man? Sorry, but you're on your own for this one. Here's hoping it's a valuable learning experience. How can you leave me like this, you cold-hearted brute? And with that, Van left Judah to deal with Dominique's disciplining. She caught up with him eventually, albeit looking a little worse for wear.
You know, it just hit me that we have a lot in common. Wait, don't take that the wrong way. I just mean it's uncanny that we both have these secret
Hey,
sides to
we maxed her
ourselves.
out.
We're like confidants or something. Man.
Just basically fast since they never know when they'll have to use it in an emergency. I guess so. Alright, so I got 4 left. So Shizuna's, Ren's, Swin and Nadia. And Agnes. So I think in order of interest, let's go Nadia and Swin's next. This is a lot of reading for me. Reach out to Swin and Nadia, who had asked him to meet at the Arkwright Solutions office. Well met, Van Arkwright, Spriggan Extraordinaire. To commemorate our final days in thy glorious capital, we do hereby challenge thee to a duel over the title of True Spriggan. Translation, please. Actually, she pretty much covered it. On, play along. This could be our last chance. Here we go. Alright, I'll bite. Explain this duel over the title of True Spriggan business. Dear Falcom, this is what you should have been voicing over the stupid movies. I agree! 100%. Well, that part was just her being dramatic. Remember when you made us substitute Spriggans right after we came to Edith? Been a wild ride since then, and I mean wild. Now here we are with everything we asked for and more. We don't want to set a bad example for Lapis or our boss by taking advantage of your hospitality, though. So we felt the need to prove ourselves, and who better to do it against than you? Spriggan stuff's pretty close to our usual work already, so a 4SPG showdown sounded like a good way to settle things. So, and if we should vanquish thee, perchance we could lay claim to thy reputation as well. Seriously, how can anybody not like Nadia? I genuinely do not understand. She's freaking hilarious. Don't push your luck, but I get where you're coming from. You two deserve a little something for picking up the slack around here. I'll just treat this like a special 4SPG for my stand-ins. So don't cry foul when I go full throttle. No better parting gift than showing you what a Spriggan's really made of. Couldn't ask for more. Now you're talking. Van used his connections to get in touch with any collaborators of his who had time to spare. Then put together a limited time half-price discount promotion to bring in more for SPGs than ever before. Okay, so the backs to the bulletin boards in every district ought to have requests from corner to corner by now. Whoever closes out the most of them within the time limit's the winner. You guys all set to go? Ready when you are. Really casting a wide net though, huh? I know this was our suggestion, but we're in for a lot more 4SPGs than we bargained for. You say that, but I had to trim the list quite a bit to get down to the suitable ones. I was already looking for a good excuse to get the finikier ones over with, so this worked out great. Imagine what a buzzkill it'd be to get an emergency call in the middle of tonight's live performance. Alright, hope you don't mind if we bring the heat then. You're on, no backing out now. Let the 4 SPG showdown commence. Fans win and Nadia's duel began. I don't know why her chasing them is just funny to me. She's coming your way, S. Roger that. Oh, chasing a cat. There, you're gonna be just fine. Score 1 for the Dream Team. What an impressive display. Sweet little Anna. Thank you so much for catching her. About that, are you really this cat's owner? You were a few syllables off from the name on her collar just now. Rumor has it, shady catnapper has been snatching up purebreds to put on the market. That's Oh, Angela, thank goodness you're alright. Look at Nadia's grin. Like I said, I should make a tier list after I'm done with this game of just party members. She's going in S tier. Spoiler. I freaking love Nadia. So now the mansion I'm employed at has a massive rat infestation. It's all my fault. If I don't do something about it, they'll fire me for sure. Can I count you to handle this discreetly? My hunch was right. The two of them are like a match made in heaven. Mind hanging around just a tick? The solution to your problem should be along in just a minute. Excuse me, but are you the Spriggan I keep hearing about? I could really use your expertise. All of the laboratory rats at the medical research facility I work for were inadvertently terminated. Is there any chance you could set us up with a large quantity of them in short order? You say rats? That's 2 for 1. Getting a mountain of requests and has its perks sometimes. That's actually really smart. Do you think those cars have anything to do with that package we picked up a minute ago? Shoot, we're being tailed. Shake them off. Hang on tight, Nadia. Somebody save me. Pipe down. I ain't looking to start anything. At least not if you clean out your blackmail data and hand it over. Had a good run up till now. Coasted on the backs of others. I'd say it's about time for the piper to get paid. Alright. Just take it. That settles that. Now on a separate request. This one involves getting tit for tat over the living hell you put your victims through. That got dark. Base tactic, indeed. Waiting around here to ambush the crooked businessman isn't going as well as I had hoped. Maybe he caught on and switched routes? I can recalculate his path, but we're kind of short on time. What's this? Don't tell me we're all working the same request. Well, guess we overlapped on this one. Well, ain't that a kick in the head? You two already got the jump on me. Not even the golden tip-off Bermati can make up for that. I'll just have to shift over to something else. Oh well, keep up the good work out there. Bermati, that's his own informant over in Riverside. Might as well head over and take the freebie. Afterward, the alarm on everyone's Zephas went off, signaling that the time limit for the showdown was up. Then they returned to the office to report their respective results. Okay, so the final tally is 11 for SPGs for me and 12 for you. The victory is yours. Damn, some professional I am. Look at her face, man. She doesn't even have to say anything. What's wrong? Those don't look like the... Nadia's face doesn't look like the face of Winter to you? It's because this whole thing was rigged. Yep, I'm with her on that. That informant you clued us in on was the only reason we were able to close that last request. I can't really say that point was earned fair and square. Hey, I'm the one who slipped up giving you a hint. You should be proud for not letting it pass you by. From where I'm standing, who solved what doesn't really matter, as long as you stuck to the Spriggan way. Matter of fact, you did me a solid divvying up the workload, so thanks for that. He got us hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, we may have won the battle, but we lost the war the second we suggested dueling over 4 SPGs. You outfoxed us good, man. You guys get so uptight over the weirdest things. Well, for all the areas we fall short in, we still managed to prove ourselves pretty decently. I'd say so. Actually, you never fully explained what it is you were trying to prove. Mind filling me in? That's depressing, Light. Like what you said, these last several months have just been one freak accident after another. Running into old colleagues from the gardens on Nimeth, seeing what looked like my brother back from the dead. And even that's not nothing on what went down with LP and S. Everything worked out in the end, but it left us with some heavy questions to chew on. Started to wonder, would we ever escape our past, or are we doomed to spend the rest of our days in darkness? Let's see. That's what all this boils down to. Wanted to prove that if we worked hard enough, we could enjoy our lives in a way that sat right with us. Just like you do. Like me? Yeah, not that most people would call your way of life a respectable one. Don't I know it. So, I hear Elaine offered you to a place at the guild, though. Why not take her up on it? And work myself into the ground all year round? I've got a lazing and loathing quota to keep. Call me crazy, but I don't think her line of work is in our wheelhouse anyway. That aside, there was one other thing we wanted to prove. Yourselves? To you. We wanted to show how much we've grown over these past 2 years. Had to help us out with just about everything back then. Now other people can lean on us for a change, don't you think? Yeah, you two have come leaps and bounds, no doubt about it. Even if your past tries to haunt you again, I know you'll put it back in its place as many times as it takes. Got the freedom to make whatever you want of your lives. This old town Spriggan will vouch for that any day of the week. I know we're not leaving just yet, but I can tell we won't be leaving any regrets behind. So, and the next time we meet up, we're gonna be twice, no, thrice as impressive as we are now. I can hardly wait already. That was kind of wholesome.
We might be hanging up our substitute Spriggan hats, but we'll never, ever forget the time we spent with you, Aggie, and everyone else.
I can't promise we'll always be available, but if you're ever in a bind, hit us up.
I'm
Next
20
time,
points away
we'll be
from
the
max.
ones
That's
handling a
pain.
4SPG
That's
of yours.
pain. 20 points away. To be fair, theirs is kind of hard to max out because they're not around for like an entire act of the game. So that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, so we have Shizuna, Ren's. Let's do Shizuna's first. Then we'll do Agnes, and then we'll do Ren's. And hopefully my throat won't give out before then. Okay, the meeting place is just past here. Got no clue what to expect from this. Probably something involving fighting. Like, let's be honest. Hey, I was right. What do I win? Did anything actually happen? We did mini games and Now we're doing bonding events. So by that, yes. Otherwise, no. It will give out after trust. And thank you for the hydrate. What's up, Van? Wow, you actually showed. Why do you sound so surprised? I ain't the type to accept an invite and then be a no-show. So you seemed a little spaced out there for a minute. Something on your mind? The plot shall not progress? Apparently. Not really. I was just watching you do your thing. Seeing your form with that sword against all those white petals is pretty mesmerizing, I'll admit. Yeah, we need more info on her sword. Well, it's not often I get a compliment from you of all people. Just call them like I see them. Anyway, these are called lino flowers, right? I hear they bloom in the Empire, too. Yep, they're indigenous to the East, but they were taken abroad back in the Middle Ages. I heard they were growing around here, so I decided to stop by. Seeing them in full bloom is a sight you don't want to miss. Huh, you ain't wrong there. Sure is a sight for sore eyes. Definitely isn't a bad place to kick back and pop open some cold ones. That's actually what's often done at flower viewing parties in the East. It's easy to get swept up in the atmosphere with all its nature around. There's a plot? Supposedly. So, wanna fight? What? Boo. So, wanna fight to the death? Let me think. No. Damn it. I freaking knew this was the reason you called me out here. Why do you want to fight me so bad anyway? What makes you think I'd be a match against a divine blade? Oh, I don't think that at all. You'd be lucky to last 5 seconds against me as you are now. But as that dark blue Grendel? Now that's another story entirely. Okay, I think I see what's going on. Our fight against the Crimson Grimwald must have lit a fire in you, am I wrong? Nope, you hit the nail on the head. From the moment I laid eyes on it, I was itching to pull out my sword and go to town. And just when I thought my chance had arrived, boom, gone in a flash. I can't contain myself any longer. I guess that means running for the hills is off the table. But, not like I could let you go back to Aramis in that state anyway. I'm glad you're so quick to understand. Now let's hurry up and get started. So, what is that implying? She couldn't control herself and would kill everybody? I don't think she's that far gone. Sorry, but that ain't an option either. I can't go, Grendel when my hollow mare isn't around. And she's been sleeping like a baby ever since the Genesis stopped functioning. Well, that sucks. What am I supposed to do now? I'm completely overstimulated and I don't have an opponent who could bear the brunt of my attacks. Don't hit the panic button just yet. I have an idea. Just need a quick change of venue. Martian Garden? A battlefield with lino flowers and a full moon. I couldn't ask for a more perfect backdrop for a duel. Program must have used the area we're in, along with your fighting spirit as data. Anyhow, I think this should work. Oh. Keep in mind, I think this is just a digital recreation. I've been through the transformation enough times now that I can tell the difference. We only just freed this place from the Garden Master, so this is kind of like exploiting a bug while things are still destabilized. I don't care about any of that. All that matters now is that I can have my fun. Fair warning, I could also get pretty damn fired up when I'm in this form. So, I won't be able to pump the brakes now that the engine's going. You've poked the bear, so get ready for a beatdown. I'm more than ready for that. Bring it on. I'm not doing the sound. Taking the initiative was definitely the right call, but I think you were just a little too hasty. You need to give yourself enough room to predict how your opponent might counterattack. Shit. Even with all the overpowered freaks I've fought with the Grindel up till now, she has them all beat. Power of the Divine Blades is freaking unreal. And now you're letting your mind wander too much. A moment is all I need to break through your defenses. I erase all thoughts of this fleeting mortal coil and focus only on the battle before you. Concentrate on me, concentrate on yourself. And because in this world, none exists except us. I can't keep up with her. It's taking all I have just to fend her off. What's the matter, Van? I've seen you fight opponents with more tenacity than this. That's more like it. The speed and power are extraordinary. Looks like he's finally unleashing his inner beast. A beast worthy of the name Devourer of Nightmares. However, it's going to take more than a mere beast to satiate me. Damn. I can't keep up with her when I'm relying on my wits, and I play around her hands while I act on instinct. Is there really nothing I can do? Wait, I got it. I am both the nightmare and the beast that devours it. What's this? I think some part of me was still trying to hold back. But now I'm ready to come at you with everything I have. There it is. That's what I was after. The ultimate form hidden inside you. I suppose I had better respond in kind then. Oh no. It's knockoff Reen mode! That looks even more powerful than what we saw in Longlight. You've been toying with me this whole time. Well, whatever. I won't let that stop me. Let's say we fight to the bitter end. You're on. System error, system error. Data overload from unknown source has been detected. System processing capacity exceeded. Initiating a reboot to restore operating protocols. All users will now be disconnected. What? Not now. Martian Garden eagerly awaits your next visit. This is just DMC. You're not totally wrong. Back to reality. We were so close. Just when I had finally found new heights to reach. I want to go again. Nope. Figured. I'm not really in the mood anyways. Shame we couldn't finish our duel, but I guess I'm satisfied for now. I can't remember the last time I got to use Akurasu to its full potential. Huh? What's that? Is that the name of your sword or something? Uh-huh. It goes by other names too, but I'm really not supposed to go into that. This sheath is made from the weapons of many hardened fighters. I bet I could have spruced it up nicely had I gotten my hands on the Grindel's armor. Probably would have been hard given that it's made of shards, but heck, knowing you, I'm sure you'd figure out a way to do it. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. Thanks a bunch. You really are something else. Well, I'm not exactly what you'd call a devoted martial artist, but I definitely feel like I caught a glimpse of something new. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to do this again at some point. Really? Then let's go another... Not now! I said at some point. Excellent work, Princess. Same to you, Arkwright. Where did you come from? Hey there. Looks like you got everything ready for us. Indeed. I just finished setting the table. Enjoy. Since you're here already, why don't we have a few drinks while we take in the view? Holy crap, this is delicious. Did that Coroni guy make all this? Sure did. Isn't he great? He likes to cook when he isn't brushing up on his ninja skills. Though, cooking might actually be part of his ninjutsu training. After all, poisoning food is the tried and true method of assassination. And now I've lost my appetite. Anyway, I don't hear you talk about ninja stuff all that much, which strikes me as weird considering you're from Ikaruga. This may surprise you to hear, but despite me being their second in command, and despite learning the Black God One Blade style from my master, I'm not exactly a shinobi myself. I've played around with some of the practitioners of the Rigitsu school, but that's about it. I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Master of yours, the one they call the Sword Hermit? That's right, and he just happens to be an old friend of your master's. Small world. He was Ikaruga's former chieftain, the Sword Hermit Yun-Fai, so it's the same person that taught Rin. In the West, he's better known as the founder of the 8 Leaves, One Blade School. That's right, so does that mean the Black God style is similar to the 8 Leaves? They're similar in some ways, but not so much in others. Dark Blade style of the Black God School has 1,000 years of history behind it. 8 Leaves, One Blade is more of a modified Light Blade style that Master himself created using the Black God as a basis. Both aim to guide their practitioners along the path to enlightenment, but the roads we take and the means we used couldn't be more different. Since I trained under the Master himself, I have a pretty good understanding of how the two styles differ. Didn't realize there was so much to it. Now let me ask a question of my own. Are you planning to stick with the Kunlun school until you master it? Or will you continue to pursue that hollow style of yours? To be honest, I'm not too interested in doing either. I've taken what I learned from him and incorporated it all into my own style. Might have taken a roundabout path, but it's worked for me so far. That's a very you answer. That said, the road you're walking is a thorny one. Instead of following any one school of discipline to the end, you're aiming for variety. You're basically scooping up little bits from all over. And while variety is the spice of life, there are limitations to overcome when trying to approach things from a gray perspective. The path you're taking may turn out to be more than you can bear. Well, I can cross that bridge when I get there. Till then, I'm gonna stick with my way of doing things. And that involves helping people through for SPGs, like the one you just put out. If the conditions are right, I just get out there and do it. Huh, I see. That's just the kind of person you are, huh? You're an interesting man. One of these days, I'd like to introduce you to the matron and our chieftain. You'd have to reach the eastern end of the continent, though. No one outside the Black God and 8 Leaves schools has ever done that. But there's a first for everything. You might be able to pull it off, assuming you can get a handle on that Grendel form of yours. Why am I getting bad vibes from this? Don't worry your spiky little head. You know, I'm never bored when I'm around you. I'm always having all sorts of new experiences, like when we nearly attained new heights a bit ago. I hope you and I can continue being good friends. I wouldn't mind that. Better friends than adversaries. Who said anything about us not being adversaries, too? Okay, you know, just because you can read my mind doesn't mean you should. That the two of them spent a while enjoying the flowers blooming on the trees. And once they were done, they drove back to the city. Man, this is a
We're
lot of stuff
almost there.
happening all during the festival.
Well, there's always next time, I suppose.
It's
You're
kind of
now on the
crazy.
hook for showing
I'm
me
60
what
points
lies
away from her,
beyond someday.
too.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing.
Damn it. I'm so sad. I'm so close, yet so far. Oh well. Anyway. We have 2 more to go. Hopefully my voice holds out. So, yeah. Anya's time. And then we'll do Ren's. Pleasure to see you again. Good day. It's been, what, 2.5 weeks now? I apologize for calling you over here. What with the school festival keeping you occupied. Felt it was important that I return this to you, Agnes. Without further ado, here you are. Thank you, Professor. We've pretty much done all the probing you can so far on why Genesis stopped working, right? Any developments we should know about? No, sadly, not even after using my connections at the Institute to run it through every instrument at our disposal. Failed to glean any new facts, let alone the root cause behind the inexplicable phenomena we've observed so far. Nevertheless, I'm of mind to continue the investigation. Sorry to put you through so much trouble, but we'd really appreciate if you could. There are still so many things that we have yet to understand. We need to do so in order to prepare for what lies ahead. I can see much of your forebears in you. Clearly Professor Epstein's spirit lives on, as does Lilia's. That's Agnes's grandma, right? Although I never got a chance to meet her myself. According to my great-grandfather's diaries, she used to go to and from the laboratory all the time. Indeed, I believe Lilia was around 10 years old back then. She was strong of heart, smart as a whip, and compassionate to boot. Oftentimes she would make tea for her father and us disciples. On occasion, her spontaneous comments would even lead to breakthroughs in our research. I've been reading so much I'm struggling with words. Girl certainly did wonders for our motivation. Sounds a lot like Yumi's is for us. You may be right there. Thank you for sharing, Professor. That is a joy to hear. I wonder if that's who Yumi's really is. That'd be interesting. My grandmother had already passed when I was born, you see, so I never knew her all that well. Though my mother told me she was a kind and dauntless woman who raised her single-handedly. I see. That description fits Lilia to a T. All in all, however, neither I nor the other disciples could tell you very much about her. That's due in particular to the way she vanished right after the professor's death, leaving only a note behind. For real? Heard about it I've heard a bit about this. Half of my grandmother's life is completely unaccounted for. Yeah, at the time, the guild was still in its infancy. When they failed to find her, the search was called off. So imagine my shock when I first met you, her granddaughter, and Basil. In any case, you already know Quattro is like family to me, so don't ever feel as though you have to be a stranger. That goes for you as well. Even if it has nothing to do with the Genesis, you're welcome to reach out in times of need. Appreciate it. Might even happen sooner than we think. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you too, Professor. Also, we'd love to have you at this year's school festival if you'd be willing. Shaping up to be a spectacular event, thanks in part to Quattro's contribution. Ah yes, Esmeralda has been telling me all about it. I'll try my best to make time for a visit. Well, we picked up the Genesis, ready to head back to the academy? About that. It's not as if we're in any hurry. Do you suppose we could stick around for just a while longer? Tell you the truth, I'd actually been wanting to come here with you at some point. Oh yeah? Now that you bring it up, I guess this is the first time we've been up here together. it was pretty packed back at the festival anyway, so I could use some time away from the crowds. No harm in hanging back and taking a look around. So Van and the audience enjoyed a leisurely stroll around the observation deck, then decided to take in the city sights from one of the telescopes. Let's see, if I turn over in this direction... Old Town spotted. I'm pointed right at the office in Montmartre. Huh, seriously? You got sites for sellage around here, and that's the first place you pick? Well, it's important to me. I always look there whenever I do this. Even on my days off from work, I worry about whether you're eating a balanced diet or not. What are you, my nosy sister-in-law? Good luck keeping a food diary on me from way up here. Let's look over there next. Central Marsh is as lively as ever today. No matter how much they modernize the rest of the city, this slice of it never seems to change. Are you a long-time customer or something? Thought your house was over in the 10th district. Well, really, my mother would only take me shopping there every so often when I was little. There were other occasions, such as birthdays, holidays, or the rare times when my father made space in his busy schedule to come home early. The two of us would poke our heads into one stall after another, deliberating over what to eat. We used to have so much fun back then. Warms your heart to think about it. There's Dirk Memorial Park. Further, my father used to drive me there as a child, so we could take Alphonse for a walk. Your pet dog? I met him at the end of last year when I dropped you off that one time, right? Second I pet the guy, he started clinging and roughhousing like no tomorrow. Almost thought I'd never shake myself free. He's usually so quiet around anyone outside our family, too. I guess he took a special liking to you. You're free to stop by and keep him company if you'd like. What? And just stroll right into the president's house? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. That would be kind of awkward. And here's Aramis Academy over in the Opera District. Festival's this busy on the first day, you're gonna be swamped all the way to the last. Oh, I'll make it through somehow. Hey Digital, how's it going? What's up? Don't laugh, but I was just thinking, wow, I'm actually a student here. Even now it still hits me. I suppose it's because this is where my mother and father first met. That's news to me. Story goes that my grandmother was working the student store at the time. Being a single parent, she got permission to bring her daughter, Sophie, my mother, to work with her. My father had only just enrolled at the academy when they first got acquainted. From there, he wound up becoming a family friend of sorts. Almost sounds like it was fated to be, though I'm guessing there was a bit of an age gap there, huh? Huh, yes, 8 years to be exact. It wasn't long after they met that they became almost like siblings. Okay. But as they grew up alongside one another, their shared feelings slowly blossomed into love. Then one day, they came to the observation deck where my father finally proposed to her. That's so. It's almost poetic, considering that your great-granddad was the one who designed this tower to begin with. Guess that must make it pretty special to you. In a way, it symbolizes the bond between the two sides of my family, the Claudels and the Grahamharts. It's going. We're doing all the chapter 4, so it's been a lot of side stuff, but at least we're not repeating the same 3 days over and over, so that's nice. Shortly after I came along, my father's political career took off. He became busy while I began feeling lonely. So my parents made an effort to clear out their schedules and bring me to Tryon Tower. Mother talked about all sorts of things while we were here. She told me about my life with my grandmother, about the way she met my father, about how the three of them would often visit the tower, about the irreplaceable moments she and my father created together. about the guilt he felt missing my birth due to his military duties, about how overjoyed he was when he first held me in his arms, about how elated she was when he finally proposed, and all the while my father would have a faint, uncharacteristic blush on his face. Admittedly, a lot of the things she said were too difficult for me to understand at that age. But I always loved seeing her smile spread from cheek to cheek over every new tale she recounted about my father and grandmother. It's not quite the same as my great-grandfather's diaries, but hearing those stories about my family meant so much to me. So it gave me hope that someday I'd meet my own special someone and get a chance to share this place with them too. Over dramatic, I know. No need to take it too seriously. It's a nice sentiment. I'm almost jealous. This tower basically ties your family together, even the grandmother you never met in person. My thoughts exactly. Regardless of the circumstances, my mother and father crossed paths, fell in love, and had me. This place is always here as a reminder to put my faith in the bonds that connect us as a family. That's the thing I truly love about it. So ever since I started helping you with your Spriggan work, it's taken on another meaning. You, me, and the others have been all over Edith, solving 4 SPG after 4 SPG. Trust me, I know. And now, looking over the city from here fills me with pride over everything we've accomplished. I think about the many times my family took in the same view, and how I'm striving to protect it with my own 2 hands. I'm just so glad I joined Arkwright Solutions. That's why I want to give you credit where it's due, and not just when it comes to gathering all the Genesis. Thank you for everything. It's because you helped me grow as a person that I'm able to feel this way, and that's worth the world to me. Whoa now, haven't we been over this? Any growth you've made is your own doing. You're the one who leapt into my line of business and took whatever you could from the experience. You were tenacious like nothing else, sticking to your guns till you got what you were after. Honestly, I never could have imagined how far you'd go. When I up and vanished last year, you came after me without a moment's hesitation. And as if that wasn't enough, you rose up against a being capable of rocking this world to its core and gave him a piece of your mind. We were talking to Van, not you. We don't care about you in the slightest. Now, so get out of our sight and return Van to us at once. Oh yeah, that did happen. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, if nothing else, your strength has pulled me through my fair share of scrapes. Yeah, that's an understatement. So much so that I went from nearly giving up on myself to holding on no matter what. So point is, you're dead wrong if you think gratitude's a one-way street. That was very nicely worded. Like I said before, me taking your request to finance this came with some special conditions. So I'm counting on you to hold up your end of the bargain as my assistant. Yes, sir. Happy to be of service as always. I wonder if you realize what I was hinting at. Van's 25 now, so I know we're a bit far apart. But my parents had the same 8-year gap between them that we do. Of course, I still have a long ways to go before I can measure up to him. It's only a matter of time, though. I'm sure of it. Coming or what? Be right there. Agnes is so wholesome.
I want to make the most of everything you and the others have taught me, so I'm going to keep working hard.
Hey, we maxed her out. Let's
While
go.
I do that, I hope I can stay by your side. I know I'm still inexperienced, but I'm looking forward to whatever.
Alright, we have 6 down. I always want to do that. 1 more to go. And you all know the last one we're doing. Everybody's favorite character.
The Aramis Academy Festival.
And that's what led to the bicycle parking incident. We've since changed the way we're directing traffic, so I don't expect this to be an issue going forward. Well, I'm glad to hear this matter came to a swift resolution, which was no doubt owed to your prompt response, I'm sure. Thank you for your report. Keep up the good work as always. Of course. Oh, and one last thing. I know you're in charge of the festival and all, but I hope you'll give yourself a break soon. It's long overdue. That's a lot of paper. I don't even think Toa had that much paper. Renbright speaking. Oh my, a direct inquiry from the Institute? Is that in regards to the dissertation I published recently? So they would like me to give a lecture on the design theories behind network traffic for long-distance communication? I understand. I'll check my schedule and get back with you as soon as I can. Have a lovely day. No rest for the weary student council president, I suppose. Oh, that's Estelle, Joshua, and Tita. It took me a second because of the heavy glare. That's cute. Toa did, they just didn't bother to show it. You're right. No, I shouldn't complain. I'm not the only one who's busy after all. Well then, I think I'll take advantage of this brief respite to chip away at my paperwork. I'll start with the club applications and the paperwork submitted for the new school year. Come in. I wonder if it's Odette this time. Hey there. Sorry to interrupt. You look as busy as ever, Miss President. Good afternoon, Van. This is an unexpected surprise, but not an unwelcome one. So what do I owe this visit? Has something happened? If there's a problem, I'll make sure it's taken care of right away. Actually, I just came to ask one simple question. Wanna come on a little date with me? Wait, what? I never took you for a casual flirt. I wonder how Agnes and Elaine would react if I spilled the tea on this little move you're making. Why are you bringing them up? Anyway, it looks like you've wrapped up all the work you need for now. You could spare the time, I'm sure. So, if you want to play the stubborn card, I'll just have to drag you out of this office by force. Yeah, I don't think you could do that. Well, you aren't leaving me much choice in the matter. Not that I'm objecting, of course. Absconding with you might make for a pleasant change of pace. Would you care to escort me? Okay. I'm curious what this is about. Van led Rin out of the rear exit, and the two of them headed out into town in his pickup truck. We're at a bookstore? Ah, so they have the new sightseeing guides for Liberal and Crossbell, do they? Huh, that's even, there's even one for the Empire. Everywhere she's been to! Can't imagine I'll be heading out that way anytime soon, but I'd like to someday. You could drag her out of there. He's basically a hero to her in a way. I mean, you got a point. But there's loads of great desserts you could only find over in the western half of the continent. I'm not surprised that's where he went with that. Well, if you do decide to go out that way, I wouldn't mind showing you around. Okay. I could take you on a tour of all the major cities, and I can help you find the places that are off the map. I know all the best restaurants. I like how they're bonding over food. That makes me laugh. Careful, I might take you up on that offer. I never really had you pegged as the type who'd like fishing. Oh no, we're fishing? Oh, this took a dark turn. Oh yeah, I think you once told me that your older sister was pretty into it. She's a bracer, yeah? Yeah, don't remind me. That Star Door. That freaking Star Door, man. That's right, she taught me how to fish before I moved to Calvard. I only do it on occasion, but it's a nice way to pass the time. She and her partner are traveling all over Zemuria in their effort to achieve A rank status. She sends me pictures of fish she catches sometimes. Wait, what? How are they not A rank already? They saved a whole freaking country. And then they saved the freaking empire. How are they not A rank? They should be like S rank. What? Hello? How are they not A rank? I don't understand. They should be A++ S rank. I don't understand. This is blowing my mind. Anyway, I'll try to move by that, but that's crazy. Right? That's not just me. That's crazy. Although I do wish she'd spare me the details of their little lover spats. Sounds like the two of you are pretty tight. I don't know how they're not A rank. I can't process it. It's that limited edition cake everyone's been hyped up about. Every time I poke my head in here, it's always sold out. That's unfortunate. It was even featured in a magazine special on Heavenly Confections. Certainly looks delicious. It would probably go well with a refreshing cup of tea. Want to give it a try? I know you're only asking because you want to try it for yourself, but very well, we could have some. It's like 4 years later, so they take time off their work to save the world. Eventually, the pair made their way to the Grand Circuits. Partaking in a leisurely stroll around the racetrack, they did some window shopping and dropped by the beer garden? Their final stop, they decided to ride the Ferris wheel. As if I would skip Ren's bonding event. Whew, we sure packed a lot in one day, huh? Indeed, you have my gratitude. This was exactly the sort of break I needed. This is a lot to get done on one, day during the festival. The part that broke Kitty? That doesn't mean much. Although I can't help but feel the supposed date is missing something. A touch of romance, perhaps? Cut me some slack. I'm already in enough trouble as is for running off with a high school girl. What a pity. Alright, I think it's about time you came clean. Well, about the reason you took me on this date, I mean. It's almost as though you could tell I was in low spirits. I know you did all of this from a place of genuine concern. But the timing was just a little too perfect, even for you. Tell me, did Estelle, Joshua, and Tita send you a 4SPG through the guild? My guess is yes. They were unable to fulfill their promise of coming to today's festival, so this must be their way of making up for that. Guess the cat's out of the bag. I already told them they didn't need to come. I didn't want them to feel guilty. They have their hands full with their work at the guild and the ZCF, so I fully understood why they couldn't make the time. I know they were looking forward to it and that it was out of their hands. I tried to reassure them I was fine, but I suppose they could tell that deep down I miss them. They really are such kind, lovely people. That's why I miss them so. That much is clear as day. I mean, they're the ones who found you when you were still wandering around on your own as Kitty. You've all got a special bond. Indeed we do. They're my pride and joy. Thank you. This is really a nice surprise. Maybe one day I can return the favor to them. It's ironic that the former Kitty could only barely scratch the surface. You didn't think the surprise was over already, did you? Huh? A new hollow system? What is... Huh, you have grown, partner. Huh? Are you... Is it really... Don't say that. Wait, what is... He sustained critical damage to his logic unit. There's no backup system for Gordius class art. Oh, patter freaking matter? That's cool. It's alright. We'll fix you, Will. I think everybody remembers this part from Azure. I wish they put the voice line in. I get why they didn't, but... First recorded reactivation since 1204. It's good to see you again. Patter Matter. Did we surprise you? Sorry we couldn't make it to the festival. No, it doesn't really make up for it, but we've had this gift in the works for a super long time. Now that you're coming up on graduation, and since you're soon to be turning 18, we wanted to do something special to commemorate the occasion. Oh, I thought she already was. Okay. It took a lot of people to make it happen, and we now owe favors to people the world over. But it was all worth it, because we were able to bring back someone who meant the world to you. How's that for a surprise? We hope you like it. Joshua, Estelle, and even Tita. Huh, I'm sure you weren't the only ones who did this. That's right, your family and friends weren't my only clients. Golden Butterfly and the Dire Wolf were also in on this. Oh, and an unnamed fortune teller and a phantom thief pitched in too. Hot damn, he has a lot of connections. The request was signed by the whole lot of them. Even George, whoever he is, put his name down. It's the same greatest class archaism that was destroyed during Crossbell's first bid for independence 5 years ago. They've been working on restoring it in secret, and they asked me to deliver it to you. Now I can support you once more. It is good to be home. So is it just his core that's back, or did they remake the whole part, like the whole mech? That's my question. Welcome home, Patter Matter. Huh, looks like my work here is done. He's a hollow now? Okay, that's why I was taking from that. Still, Joshua, Tita, everyone, I hope you realize just how unfair this is. You kept all this from me and even wrote George and Luciola into it. Your best friend's the one who got the ball rolling. She took an interest in hollow cores while researching the Zephyr standard. And then once, when the idea popped into her head, she and your family set to work on it. They had to get in contact with Ouroboros and Yord so that they could restore Patter Matter as a hollow core. Turns out, news travels fast in the society. Once the word hits, it spreads like wildfire. They all gathered the data from when Patter Matter was destroyed, along with any scrap of archive info from the 13 factories. Using that as a base, they were able to assemble a logic unit that was as close to the original as you could get, then they recreated it. Having said that, it's still just a prototype. They'll be making some improvements in the future. They got past all kinds of organizational and international barriers to make this happen. It's a miracle in the truest sense of the word. This is all thanks to the connections you've made along the way. They all came together and made it a reality. You're right, and don't forget that you played a part in all this too. Huh, you speak as though you had next to no involvement, but that simply isn't true. After all, you're the one who lives in that space between the light and dark, allowing you to be connected to and trusted by both sides. I mean, I guess. Anyway, hopefully this helps you realize just how many people you have in your corner. I feel like this experience has really driven that point home for me. You've really outdone yourself this time. All I did was handle a little request. But I will say, just because you can do anything doesn't mean you should try to do everything. If you need help, I'm just a phone call away, and you can always shoot me a 4SPG whenever you'd like. I'll do whatever I can for you. Huh, oh you really are impossible. Huh, you just won't play fair, will you? I feel like I'll never be able to repay all you've done for me. One day, I'll find a way. To that, Van and Rin got off the Ferris wheel. They made their way back to Eris Academy, enjoying the drive along the way.
Thank you for
okay, that was the best
water
one.
back to me. I do hope you realize I will not stand.
I'm
to let
20
this debt
points
go unpaid.
away.
Prepare yourself, because one day I will show you
I feel
just how
pain.
grateful I really am.
Patter matter obtained, though. That is so cool. That is so cool. Patter matter. Hollow core powered by a patter matter AI greatly enhances both offensive and defensive abilities. Physical damage plus 24, magical damage plus 24, defense and ADF plus 36, critical rate plus 40. So 150% EP cost and arts power plus 100. Regen 100, 60% EP costs. I feel like I gotta go with it even. This one's so good though. But it's freaking patter matter. Okay.
Potter Matter, ready
We're gonna
to
change it
assist.
up then. I gotta give her patter matter. I have to. Like, I have to.
You may call me
I'll give that to
Proud.
Agnes
I'll
instead.
do my best to look after you.
Is there Cannon Hollow starting now? You're not wrong. But wow. An hour and 40 minutes of bonding events. But we got them all done. But I'm 20 points away from maxing Ren. But there has to be a way to get more points. I am not giving up the dream yet. But yeah, that was really cool. It paid off a lot over, like,
Thank you for coming
what,
to the
7
first day of the
games?
Aramis
8
Academy
games?
Festival.
So that's very cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
This festival